At the beginning of the story, we are told that to control the rapidly growing population, the United Nations has ordered all countries to reduce their population by 5% every year. To enforce this, America created a controversial system, the yearly test for students called the thinning test. This test consisted of extremely difficult questions in mathematics and science, and failure was not an option. Any student who did not pass the test would be executed. Through this system, America maintained strict population control year after year. The story then moves to the city of Austin, where the thinning test is scheduled to take place in just 18 hours. Here, we see Simon and his older sister, Lena. Simon is taking the test this year, so Lena is helping him prepare. Their younger siblings, Joey and Corin, are still playing since they have more time before their own tests. Simon is extremely stressed, which prevents him from studying properly. In desperation, he pays Lena to buy him a pair of special contact lenses that allow him to see the answers to all the questions. Lena reminds him that he must break the lenses after the test to avoid being caught. Meanwhile, Lena receives a call from Dr. Prakash, who informs her that their mother is trying to escape from the hospital. Concerned, Lena takes her younger siblings and rushes to the hospital. When she arrives, she discovers that her mother has already signed the discharge papers. Lena pleads with the doctor not to release her mother, but he refuses. Taking her aside, he explains that her mother's condition is worsening and insists that it would be safer if she were taken home under proper care. That evening, we see the governor's son, Black, preparing for the thinning test. With only 12 hours remaining, Black is unconcerned, as he has passed the test many times before. Leaving his room, his bodyguard asks where he is going. Black says he is heading to the kitchen for a snack, but instead, he goes outside to meet his girlfriend, Ellie. They discuss the test, acknowledging that failure would mean death, so they decide to enjoy their last night together. Ellie takes Black to a bungalow, where they have fun in the swimming pool. Later, back in the car, Ellie kisses Black. Just as things are about to get more intimate, Ellie stops, admitting that she is very scared of the test. At that moment, a bodyguard named Vince arrives and takes Black to his father, Governor Dean. Dean scolds Black for not focusing on the test and reminds him that once he passes his final exam, he can enjoy himself freely. Dean also instructs Black to stay away from Ellie, believing that she is distracting him. After giving Black a hug, Dean goes to sleep, leaving Black to prepare for the deadly exam. The next morning, the story shifts to the military school where the thinning test is about to begin. 3 hours before the test, security guards arrive and patrol the campus to prevent any student from escaping. Simon arrives at the school, already nervous, and collides with another student, causing his contact lenses to fall out. Frantically searching for them, Simon is spotted by a guard who orders him to move along. With his contact lenses lost, Simon has no choice but to enter the school without them. Students are arriving after saying goodbye to their parents, and security guards are thoroughly scanning everyone's bags and bodies to ensure no one is carrying cheating material. Lena has also come to take her own exam. Just then, Black approaches her and asks if she can provide him with contact lenses. Lena tells him that she only has one pair, which she has already given to her younger brother. Meanwhile, a guard frisking a student notices answers written on his hand. Before the guard can react, the student runs, but he is quickly chased down and trapped. Watching the commotion, Lena's friend Kellen records the incident from the school's security cameras on his phone and sends the footage to a reporter named Wadi. Kellen is able to access the system because his father works as a technician on the security team, giving him full access to the security information. At the same time, Black meets Ellie, who is visibly nervous. He tries to calm her down as the exam time approaches. When the test begins, all students enter the school and the guards lock the gates. A teacher named Kendra explains the rules, motivating the students by saying, "This test is a little tricky, not difficult, and I have faith that all of you will pass." The classroom lights dim and students pick up their tablets where the questions are displayed. The test begins and everyone focuses intently. When the exam ends, fear and anxiety are visible on all the students' faces. Some begin crying while waiting for their results. Soon, the list of failed students is announced, and they are sent to another room one by one. Some obey the guards quietly, while others beg for their lives, but the guards forcibly remove them regardless. Black discovers that Ellie has failed the test. He also learns that Lena's brother, Simon, did not pass. In desperation, Black calls his father and pleads for Ellie's life. But Governor Dean refuses, insisting that he must follow the law and cannot break the rules. Enraged, Black attacks a guard with a fire extinguisher and tells Ellie to run, but the guards capture her and take her away. The story then jumps forward 1 year, with only 24 hours remaining before the next test. This year, Lena's younger sister, Corinne, is also scheduled to take the exam. Lena herself is taking her final test of the year, after which she will be free from exams forever. Their mother has passed away, leaving Lena determined to protect her siblings. She makes sure they study diligently, knowing that failing is not an option if she wants to keep them safe. Miss Kendra arrives with food and consoles Lena, assuring her that Corinne will pass the test. Meanwhile, Black is in his room, working out, his mind drifting as he looks at a photo of Ellie on his wall. He begins recording a video, saying, "Whenever you will be watching this video, I would be dead." With just 3 hours left until the test, Lena quizzes Corinne to check her preparation, and then hugs her, offering comfort and encouragement. Same time, Dean enters Black's room, attempting to motivate him for his final test. Black, however, refuses to engage and heads to school. Before leaving, he discreetly drops a package into the mailbox outside his house, which is noticed by his bodyguard Vince. Vince takes it to Dean, who opens it to find Black's tablet. On the tablet is a recorded video in which Black declares, "I am deliberately going to fail this test so that my father can realize, through my death, how many parents have lost their children because of this system." The video leaves Dean deeply shaken, and he immediately orders his bodyguards to retrieve Black. With only 15 minutes remaining, all the school gates are locked, making it impossible to get Black back. Furious, Dean throws a chair in frustration and orders his bodyguards to leave the room. At the school, the test begins. Black intentionally answers every question incorrectly, determined to make his point. Meanwhile, a student named Sarah is seen watching a teacher, Glass, who had previously used intimacy to help her pass the test. In another classroom for younger children, Miss Cole shows a video explaining the importance of the thinning test in controlling overpopulation. The video outlines how some countries kill elderly people, impose limits on childbearing, or selectively retain only intelligent children to ensure national prosperity. Following the video, all the children begin their tests. Back in the school's control room, Mason, the leader of the security team, monitors the students. He receives a call from Dean, who orders him to ensure Black passes at any cost. Among the younger students, Nathan attempts to seek help from Miss Cole during his test, but she refuses. As assistance is strictly against the rules, she encourages him and said, "Do your best." When the tests end, the results are announced. Among the failures are Nathan, Sarah, and Lena. Surprisingly, Black's name is missing, leaving him stunned since he had deliberately answered every question wrong. Meanwhile, Sarah fails due to Glass's manipulation. Mason calls Dean to explain that he switched Black's result with another student. That student is Lena. Lena is left in shock, unable to understand how she failed despite her preparation. As the guards begin taking the failed students away, Miss Kendra intervenes. She stops a guard and argues that Lena is one of their best students and should not have failed. The guard agrees to escalate the matter, asking his superior officer to review Lena's results. The guard informs Kendra that there is nothing wrong with the results and that Lena must be taken away. Before being separated, Kendra hugs Lena one last time and secretly slips her a key card, instructing her to escape as soon as she gets the chance. Meanwhile, the students who pass the test enjoy themselves, while Kendra notices Glass flirting with another girl. At the same time, Black watches a news report in which his father praises his achievements and the thinning test, claiming it has improved the country's intelligent population. The failed students are gathered in a hall and given new clothes. Lena discreetly hides the key card in her mouth. They are then escorted to another room and tied to chairs, while guards hold injections in their hands, terrifying everyone. Meanwhile, Black pretends to be injured to lure a guard closer. He attacks, knocking the guard unconscious, then sneaks into the control room to access the computers, only to find them password locked. Thinking quickly, Black shuts off all the school lights, creating chaos. During the blackout, Mason spots the knocked out guard and rushes to the control room. The students take advantage of the darkness to free themselves, sparking a fight between them and the guards. Lena uses Kendra's keycard to open a gate and escape. Black hides in a vent just as Mason arrives and calls Victor, Callan's father, to fix the security system. Meanwhile, the guards regain control of the other failed students. Mason counts the students and realizes Lena has fled. A guard blocks her path, but Lena claims she is a teacher with a key card and that she saw a student running. As soon as the guard turns away, she attacks him. Black appears, knocks the guard unconscious, and tells Lena that he had intentionally marked all his answers wrong, but his father refused to let him fail. Lena quickly realizes that her results were swapped with Black's. Mason sets off an alert, sending all guards to search for Lena. Black and Lena proceed through the vent system, but Mason has put the entire school on lockdown, trapping even the students who passed. He discovers that Lena has a teacher's keycard and begins checking all the teacher's keycards. Meanwhile, Dean is giving an interview, unaware of the lockdown, calmly assuring the press that everything is under control. Later, he drives home and angrily calls Mason, demanding that the situation be fixed immediately. While navigating the vents, Lena and Black fall into a pool due to a broken section. Lena rescues Black, who cannot swim, performing CPR to revive him. They find clothes in a nearby locker, put them on, and again starts their way war. They eventually reach the server room, but Lena's keycard slips from her grasp and falls into the vent below, alerting the guards. Despite this, Black and Lena quietly enter the lab room. Lena tries to retrieve her keycard with a magnet, but the noise of their efforts attracts the attention of an approaching guard. Black sends Lena into the vent while he confronts the guard, knocks him unconscious, and puts on his clothes. He hands Lena the keycard and monitors the guard as she quickly reaches the server room. There, she messages Kellen for help unlocking the computer. Using CCTV footage of her father entering the password, Lena learns the password and accesses the system. She first checks Quarren's results, who passed with a high percentage. She then views her own results, realizing she failed despite scoring 98%, while Black passed with only 15%. Meanwhile, Dean falsely reports that Lena attacked and killed 2 guards after failing. Callan sends the footage of guards beating passing students to reporter Wadi, who uploads it to expose the truth. Lena also sends the original results footage to Kellen. Mason discovers Lena in the server room and captures her, while Black fights the guards to protect the failed students, though he is eventually apprehended. Kellen sends the footage to Wadi, who goes live and exposes the corruption. Lena had the highest marks, but failed, while Black, the governor's son, passed with the lowest scores. Vince informs Dean that Lena must be passed to resolve the situation. Dean agrees, and Lena is overjoyed, running to Black and kissing him. Lena is expelled, and Black is forced to sit in a chair. The guards inject the failed students, rendering them unconscious, and the school lockdown is lifted. Students who passed reunite with their parents, while Lena tearfully embraces her younger sister. Parents whose children have not returned begin to cry. The story concludes with a large truck arriving at a deserted area, carrying Black and the other failed students. They are taken by elevator to a basement under a building, where they discover a factory producing the tablets used in the thinning test. Black sees all the failed students working there, including Ellie, realizing that the government did not kill the students who failed, but instead forced them to work for free. This shocking revelation marks the end of the story. If you enjoyed this recap, hype the video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing recaps like this.